Page 7, Andantino. This is by the same guy who's been writing the last few pieces we've done. 3/4 time. This is in the key of C major. Right hand to start with. You're up here with thumb on C. Put your hand in this position. As near as I can tell, that's where your hand is going to be for the whole piece. Comes in handy. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. I don't see anything tricky about this right hand. I don't feel like I need to go through and spoon feed it to you. You can figure out the right hand notes. If you can't, this is too complicated music for you. You need to go back and review things. On the left hand, notice the clef is not a bass clef. Now it's a treble clef. They can do that, you know. So you're up here in treble clef. The first note is a middle C in here. And it's simply a broken chord, a C chord. In the second line, you reach down, you leave the hand, leave the thumb where it is, and you just reach down with the hand. So it's here. And then you go back to in the third line, you're coming back to the one chord, the C chord. And then the last line, you have both chords. Now a little bit on technique to help you out if you're not sure. At the end of the piece, going into the last measure. So it's the last note of the next to the last measure, you're here. Going into the last measure, you're here. It can be a little tricky for some people, going from one note to two notes. Gotta get them down at the same time. I don't recommend you hold the hand still and try and use the fingers to do that. That doesn't work very well. It causes problems when the music starts getting hard. It's not hard yet, is it? What I do is when I play, I transfer weight from finger to finger. And I do this for everything. Doesn't matter what it is. I'm constantly transferring weight. The only time I'm holding the hand still and doing this is for special runs and really fast, fancy little things. But otherwise, I'm transferring weight. So here, in the left hand, the weight's on the thumb for the last note and the next to the last measure, the G. All I'm going to do is transfer the weight over to the other side of the hand, and as I do, these two fingers are down and they play it. By doing this, causes them to play it. I'm trying to exaggerate it for the camera because you can't see it very well, but it's really a very small motion because you can transfer weight without hardly visibly seeing it. It's happening, but you can't see it. And so work on that. You should do it in both hands. So I go here. So if you practice something in one hand, you ought to do it in the other hand too. It doesn't matter what the notes are, you just play something. Work it out so you can play each hand and then put the hands together slowly. And you play the whole thing, both hands, no hesitations, no nothing, you're fine. Cool. Now let's add some more stuff to it. Oh boy. Before we do the dynamics, I would like to go ahead and put in these slurs, because now they're starting to put in slurs in the right hand, not the left. The left hand's just going to connect everything. Play it all, it even says legato for the left hand. Just play it, connect everything. The left hand always has sound going. Whatever's happening, there's always sound. You're not lifting up until the very end when it's over. That's the left hand. But the right hand, we got some little silence things going on here, and that's between the slurs. So in the first line, you're here, connect these, they're slurred. But then the next slur starts, so you lift up and keep going. So the first line again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So you lift up and keep going, and then at the end of the line, you lift up before you play the D, because it's a new slur. Same thing here, lift up. And then at the end of the line, lift up before you go on. Third line, lift up. And at the end of the third line, lift up before you go on. And then the last line, it's all connected. So lift up on these, it adds a lot to the music when you can do that. Now I can talk more about these slurs, but I like to do things a little bit at a time. I don't want to throw it all at you and here, do it all. So get this part, because I'm going to add more to doing these slurs a little later, and you want to be able to have this pretty much easy. You can do it okay before I start adding more to this. Let's go down to the third line where we're doing this. Then I'm going to lift up with the right hand and not the left. 1, 2. So just lift up it's not a big motion, it's a little motion, but it's still a loose wrist, but it's important. But keep the left hand down. Then you can work that out. Let's go ahead and add the dynamics. It starts out soft. That's the right hand. Decide how soft that is for you. The left hand has to be softer than that. The next line is medium loud, so it's just a little less than loud. Third line is loud, and then soft. However soft you were at the beginning is how soft you are here. Last line is medium loud again. And then you have that diminuendo arrow, so you go back down to soft. And the last measure is soft. Don't get soft before that. Plan that diminuendo down, you gradually get softer, so that you're not soft until the last measure. It takes some practice to do that. Otherwise, when you start getting soft, you'll be soft immediately. Within a note or two, you'll be soft, and that's too soon. Now, speed is Andantino. Oh, this is interesting. Boy, do people disagree on Andantino. Andante is kind of a walking pace, a nice stroll. Not a fast walk, just a nice leisurely stroll is Andante. It's slower than moderato. Moderato's in the middle. Well, there's disagreements on Andantino. Some people say it's a little faster than Andante, and some people say it's a little slower than Andante. To me, it's a little faster than Andante, but you can go however your teacher tells you to go. You'll decide on your own. You can do the research. So I'm going to take this as kind of a fast stroll, whatever that is. Andante would be here. To me, that's Andante. So I'm just going to speed that up just a hair. I don't want it to be moderato. Just, it's a range, it's a feeling. What do you think Andantino is? It'll change from day to day, and maybe time of day to time of day. At least it does for me. So it's somewhere around in there. You get the mood of the piece, follow the mood of the piece. What does it tell you how fast to go? Really, if you get into it, the music will suggest how fast it wants to go. I'd like to play it with you, but I'm only going to go slow. And I'm only doing the notes, not doing dynamics or any of that. All I want to do is check notes and rhythms. You got to have those right for anything else is going to work out right, I think. So let's get that part right, and you can do all that other stuff on your own. I'll give us 3 counts. Here we go. 1, ready, go.